Hi, this is Dan Dunn, the host of What We're Drinking with Dan Dunn. And on the latest episode of the show, I talk with the queen of burlesque herself, Dita Von Teese, who certainly does things her way.
I'm not trying to shock anybody. I'm trying to change people's minds about what it is to be a stripper. A lot of people don't understand, why I do what I do. And even there were moments in my career where it was like, okay, I've made it. And people around me saying, so you should just be an actress now. Or can you sing? Can you do something else? I'm like, no, this is what I want to do. This is what I set out to do. I don't care what everybody else is doing. I'm going to make my own thing here. And I believed in it enough that I thought that I could make a living doing it.
Also on the latest episode, I visit a legendary punk rock club in Philadelphia and tell you about 3 fantastic new whiskeys you gotta try. So check out the latest episode of What We're Drinking with Dan Dunn. And remember, according to chemistry, alcohol is a solution.
Scarpins Avenue.
Dan and Ren and Jay will share tales of folks so unaware they lack in grace and sometimes choose the life they choose will make the news. Breaking down each epic fail in Florida, there's half-price bail. I'm happy to say they couldn't make this up. So listen to our podcast jam with co-host Arm and Dan. Vendors, don't be a jerk, cause when the music hits the funny hits and we are gonna take you down. Stick around. Make a sound, hunker down, it's Dumb People Town.
Hey, Townies, welcome to another episode of Dumb People Town. Population Seals. Amanda Seals. Hi, girl.
Welcome.
Hey,
Welcome to
So
town.
Oh my God. Can we, I have wanted to do this since we hung with you at Moon Tower and you did your set as you were sort of ramping up to the HBO special. Those like all that material in there.
9 years
I
ago.
know,
Doesn't it,
but
though?
there was so much material in there, which was like,
The woman on the plane,
I
the
can't
reach
handle-
over, open the window, woman on the plane thing. I think about that every time I
I
get
just
on a
can't
plane.
handle stupid behavior and how it's like
Well,
now
it-
creeping into our lives. You know what I mean? You know
Creeping?
what
I
Oh,
feel
it's
like
there.
it's a tsunami.
I'm saying? Okay, so
Thank
good. So good. So now you are here in Dumb People Town, okay? Where we
Yes.
believe that the world is getting dumber. And
Absolutely.
we have proof. Our great fans send Dan great stories that we, the 3 of us, don't know anything about these stories.
We've never
So
heard
we're gonna-
them.
We're going to hear details about what's happening for the first time. And
We try to break it down and understand.
Shall we
dumb
jump into one?
Yeah.
Let's
I was
do
going
it.
to tell you I had a plane situation happen yesterday.
So
Okay.
hold that,
Wait,
hold
whoa,
that
whoa,
story.
whoa.
Wait. I say hold that story. Let's do it after the break. So
Okay.
hold that story. We got a
Okay.
plane story
Okay.
again. Amanda
right.
Seals.
Ready?
Let's jump into this story and then we'll get to her plane
Sent
story.
in by Kelby W. Davis at Kelby W. Davis.
KWD.
Don't
Thanks
you
for sending
love
this in.
when a Twitter handle is the name?
Yeah.
Because most times it is
Because
not.
you know they're not trying to hide behind
Right.
some
I'm
like
Amanda Seals
opinionated bullshit.
at twitter.com.
Yes. Yes.
Amanda Seals.
But the
That's
most
it.
opinionated people
Mhm.
that don't have any backing to their opinion
Right.
have the names like
They got
Monkey
an egg.
Fox.
Monkey Fox 1192.
Right.
I'm like, who are you?
Don't ask. At don't ask. I'm like, well, good for you for getting that handle.
And
Wizard
their
butt.
Avi is like Garfield
Yes.
with a
like,
pizza
wow,
hat.
that is some right wing shit from Garfield and a pizza hat.
She 3PO is coming at me with some serious shade.
Oh, one of my favorites was Ku Klux Cunt.
Oh, KKC.
A lot of baking recipes on their account. A lot of baking recipes.
Here's how you do sticky balls.
Well, Kelby W. Davis has got nothing to hide.
You are you, Kelby W.
Thanks for being a
Davis.
townie. If you want to be like Kelby, you can just tweet at me. You go at Daniel Van Kirk, hashtag Dumb People Town, and that's how I get the stories for this show from you. That's the method. All right, ready?
Ready? Let's jump in.
Memphis, Tennessee. Don't know if we've ever been around Memphis.
we haven't.
in
I
this
have.
town.
I went to Memphis for my mother's 70th birthday. She's
Really?
from Grenada, so everywhere in America is like
Yeah.
foreign.
Yeah, exactly. Mexico, Missouri.
Right. So she was like really set on going to Memphis.
Let's go.
All
to
right,
Beale
I'm going to read you the headline, and I just off that, I know I say this a lot, but it always makes me happy, and I have to point it out. We could just riff
By the way,
for 10 minutes on this headline.
By the way, just to correct my own mistake here,
Sure.
I thought she meant that her mom was from Grenada, Tennessee. And she's
Like it's a town
Like
near
it's a town in
Memphis.
Tennessee.
And she's never gotten out of there.
There is
So-
a Mexico, Missouri.
Sure.
I
there
heard
is
that. I was
Texas.
like, I'm
And there
gonna
is a Lebanon, Missouri.
inquire
It was
about
my
that
fault.
joke after, and I was
my
like,
fault.
because I'm gonna keep trying to figure it out. No, Grenada, the island in the Caribbean.
I am wrong. So, okay, let's just go.
All right.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Here's the headline. It's 5 words.
Mhm.
That is all we would need, but
Okay.
we've got a lot more.
Let's hear it.
Birds aren't real, says man.
Nope.
Oh, come on.
Oh wow! No, I have a mini story about how I have a friend who whose cousin, he was like, my cousin is coming here to meet us. We're eating dinner. He's like, my cousin is like super handsome. So he's like, don't fall for him, okay? Just because he's just like a
That was her first intro?
his first. He was like, he's like a
fall for him.
womanizer. Don't fall for him. And I was like, all right, cool. So he walks up.
Good
and he's
intel.
drop dead gorgeous. And I
Gorgeous.
was like, touche. And my boy was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. I'm like, cool. He's like,
Do not have a meet cute.
And I
Do
was
not have a
like,
meet cute while I'm
all
gone.
right. So we're sitting there, and his cousin's like, "What's up?" And I was like, "Ugh, I don't know. I just feel like I can't wait for Mercury to get out of retrograde." And he was like, "Oh, like you believe in that shit?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "You believe in like space?"
Space.
Space.
And I said, "What do you?" And I said again, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You know, like planets and shit."
Mercury.
And then you were like, I just fell for you.
And I was
You had
like,
me at fell for that.
right. Like he literally thought like planets are
Mercury.
Like,
he heard
that's a-
Mercury and then tuned out. That's
was
all
like,
he heard.
planets aren't real.
That's what I always ask for these people, and I would say it to this person here. We could dig into it. We get into it. What's to gain? What do people have to gain by space not being real?
I don't know. I don't.
So they're like, if I don't go up and experience it with my own eyes. Meanwhile, and
didn't.
what you're talking about, Mercury out of retrograde, is like
I mean, it's astrology.
It's astrology.
Astrology, yes.
So it is connected to the stars
but
and
he
space
said
and
he
whatnot.
threw out
Do
all
you
of astrology
believe in
because he
space?
doesn't believe in
He threw out
astro.
astronomy.
He
Yeah,
threw
right.
out
Yeah,
astronomy.
The
exactly.
science of
Right.
the planet.
So now, hang on a second. Like,
But he
'cause
did want to
space-
he did want to investigate Uranus. He told me that 5 or 6 times.
and
Don't
he
fall
is
for
hot.
that.
Don't fall for that. So he's, but space is like, okay, we say space, and space is out there, and it's stars, and it's black, and it's dark, and whatnot. But like, there's space between us right now in this
Yes.
Dave
room right
Matthews
here.
knows that.
So you're
Stop it.
So your boy is saying he does not believe in
In
like
space.
space as a concept on
No, like space as planets. And he was just like, but it's just like also like hella people have seen
Right.
outer space. Like it's not like it was just
that's
Neil
the-
Armstrong
that's
at this point.
But that's
No.
what Randy was saying, that they live in this world of like the earth is flat. Like if I haven't seen it myself, it's not real. And I
Have
always
you met
wonder,
someone-
do these people think like water slides are magic?
No, there are people
because they're
who
at the top and
Yeah.
they're like, there's no ending to this side. I can't see it. There's no slide. There's no ending. We're like, get in, find out your world's about to be
I
blown.
sat next to like a person who sells satellites for, come on, what's the big company?
Halliburton.
Woo, there it is.
Okay.
And so it was like Halliburton or Lockheed Martin, but it was like one of those.
Yeah,
One of
probably
And
Lockheed.
he's also the brother of the prime minister of Grenada, the island.
There we go. Not
in the
Grenada,
Caribbean.
Tennessee. I don't even know if
And
there's one.
he was like, he's a physicist,
Yeah.
and he's like talking to me about it. And finally, I was like, I know this is gonna be a dumb question, but like I have to ask it because so many people really think this. Is the Earth round?
Right.
And he
No.
was like, well, of course.
Yes.
Yes.
And I was like, but how do you know? He's like, because I seen it.
Yeah.
And I was like, when did you see it? He's like, all the time. And he's looking at me like, who doesn't know this? And he's like, this is common knowledge. Like he's like, we look at this all day.
I
Like
know.
he's like, but I've seen the Earth rotate. He's like, I've literally seen it with my own eyes.
Right.
All right, Daniel, give
So
us
are birds real?
birds real.
Birds.
No.
Memphis, Tennessee.
Mhm.
Right, just 20
Just
miles
south
from
of Grenada. Okay,
Tennessee.
fine. All right, stop.
A new movement is accusing politicians of spreading lies through tweets. Literally. This month, a billboard that reads, "Birds aren't real," went up in the Highland Strip near the University of Memphis, according to one Memphis man. It's a part of a movement to educate people on the mass government surveillance program that replaced birds with drones.
No.
Yeah, that is what this guy believes.
So, he's saying birds
what
are
Cal-
real.
this
They're
is
just
what-
drones.
Calby Kirby or
no,
no.
Calvin Kirby just saw it. And
Right,
sent
I'm
it to
like-
the
Found the story and
Okay.
sent it
A
in.
man is saying that every single bird in the United States has been replaced by a drone, which watches our movements and reports back to the
Which
I
is
government.
mean,
some
listen,
Black
I
Mirror
don't
shit.
doubt that might be like there might be 1 out of every 100 birds is a drone.
Sure.
I'm not.
We're
gonna-
willing to entertain that.
I'll entertain that for
Right.
like a
but
moment.
birds are real. Okay.
Actual birds.
That may sound like a joke to some, but don't tell that to Peter Mickendo.
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 I mean,
The big brother, or would it be Big Bird? Stop telling jokes,
Stop
person who
doing
wrote this
jokes.
article.
It's not
The Big
funny.
Brother
It's
theory
not
is
funny.
that beginning in 1959, the United States government started killing off all birds in the country while simultaneously replacing them with identical undercover surveillance drones, what we now call birds. Believers say that footage is used to monitor all Americans every day.
Okay, so now we are all comics here. We all are trained to look at the world and say, why is this the way that it is?
Sure.
And we are trying to figure out why people behave the way they do. That's
Right.
what we all try and do in our
This is a
stand-up.
dude who a bird looked at him funny once, and he was like, well, there they are. They're
looking at me.
He's looking at me.
But I'm saying, like, wouldn't it be great to just believe in all this crazy
No,
shit?
you'd never stop.
Don't-
man.
I know, but I'm just saying, like,
You think
this
your
guy
TV is recording
I
you?
know, but this guy's so
I've
confident
dated
in
that
it.
person
You
too.
have not.
I've
dated
dated
fell for
every
that
kind
cousin?
of person. I've dated the person. I did though. I did.
Stop
No.
But I dated that person who was just like, I don't like being recorded. I don't like we were making out in front of my TV and he was like, he kept
Someone's
looking and I was like, what are you looking at? He's like, I just don't like doing stuff in front of a TV. And I was like,
Why?
oh,
What?
also, plot twist, he's an actor.
Yeah. Like, what do you mean? You're going to have to do this if you want to
And
work.
then
I cannot make
he
out with
did
you.
a sex scene. It like I
In a
can't
movie?
make yes.
Wait
Oh,
a second.
man, this is what you don't
Wait,
understand.
you dated Paul Giamatti?
I'm fine with doing it as long as someone slates first.
And then I dated somebody who literally, and I talk about this in my special, who literally was like, I don't fuck with birds.
Really?
And I was like, what are you talking about?
I know
do you
people
mean
have
like
been afraid
promiscuous
of 'em.
women? And he was
Yeah.
just like, I don't like birds. He
Yeah,
was like,
birds.
they funny. I don't like how they move.
They don't trust things that can
Like-
fly.
It's,
How do they just move and start flying? That scares people.
how are their bones thin enough then and light enough that they can do
Right.
that stuff? I don't
That's
trust them.
a healthy
So
dose of
I
paranoia.
don't fuck with birds is like one step removed from birds
That's
aren't real.
exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like
It
in
also reminds-
20
what was
years,
that
that
song?
guy's gonna be like birds are.
What was
from,
that hip hop song that was like,
I don't fuck with
I
birds.
don't fuck with birds,
I
but
don't
it's you instead? Remember what I'm talking about? Who
Yes.
is that?
Big
Nobody?
Sean. I
Like,
don't
there
fuck
it
with
is.
Jim.
Yeah.
But he was talking about a bird.
Right,
So,
there you
talking
go.
about birds.
There you
Yes.
go.
See?
Uh,
Maybe he got it from
Nick and Doe, who is from Arkansas, which
Well.
tells you right away the person from Tennessee who wrote this needed you to know, not Tennessee.
Not from my state. He's from that shit ass state right next door.
This guy's from Arkansas. Let's just be
Right.
clear.
Let's be clear.
First up, that's what they should have wrote.
First
First up,
up.
Nick and Doe, who's from Arkansas, and said he moved to Memphis to become, quote, a full-time activist. You cannot put that on your taxes.
So I'm becoming a full-time activist.
I have also dated
a
No.
full-time
activist?
legit. Yes. And
when
when
you
we
break
start,
up with people, you say, I'm glad this is over, but also I'm more glad for the minutes I got out of it.
yeah, I literally
Thank
broke up
you.
with someone
No,
10 hours ago. And so, yes, I've literally had to be like,
I'm sorry.
the material. The
But it's
material.
better.
It's all going in the
The
works.
bits.
So you
The
dated
bits.
an activist.
I
Now,
dated somebody who the bits. I dated somebody who I literally was like, how are we gonna make a live? Like, how are you
Yeah.
making a living?
Mhm.
Like, how? And he was like, I'm a revolutionary, and I was like,
Mm.
that's not.
you can't.
It
You
doesn't
can't sign a check with I'm a
sustain.
revolutionary.
It doesn't.
No.
And mind you, we're really good friends now. But like 6 years later, he's like, I see what you meant when you said that.
I get it. I get it now.
I got to revolutionize my finances.
And which he did, and now he's like, I see how that. I got you.
I gotta make paper, not just signs.
So Nick and Doe, Peter, if you're nasty, moved to Memphis to be a full-time activist, said he didn't start the movement, but around 2015 he joined because he always had a, quote, distrust of feathered beings.
There you go.
He wanted
There
to
you
spread
go.
he wanted to spread that message further than the stickers or posters, so he put up a billboard in Memphis. He's got billboard money.
Wow.
Got billboard
I
money.
have
I don't
No
know.
idea.
Maybe you should be dating this guy.
I don't know.
That's
That's
what
an
kind of
activist.
activist we're talking about.
It's an
Is
activist
he
with
independently
cash.
wealthy?
Maybe.
I have
Maybe he's funded
no
by
idea.
the Koch
You know what
brothers.
though? I appreciate that like his white man craziness went to billboards and not to movie theaters with guns. You know what I
Thank
mean?
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
You got- there you
I
go.
will. I can get on board with you. Want to throw up a billboard that makes no sense? Go fine.
Go for it.
He did an interview about all this, and we will break it down right after we take a quick break.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Guys, support for Dumb People Town comes from Manscaped,
who is number one in men's below the belt grooming?
I love it. Manscaped offers precision engineered tools for your family jewels.
Folks,
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Look, this is the summertime. They got a lawnmower 2.0.
You got to get in there and make things clean.
It'll turn you into the Property Brothers.
That's right.
Like magic. Look at that. I love it.
What is that called? Curb appeal.
Curb appeal.
You got to get that curb appeal working. You don't want to see any.
And you don't want to use the same trimmer on your beard as you do on your balls? Come on.
Come on, man. You don't want to see an
Man.
English garden down there. You want it kempt.
Mhm.
Kemp it up.
Manscaped, they know how to do it. They give you the tools. They give you what you need.
Anti-chafing ball deodorant. Thank you very much. And moisturizer. You're welcome.
There you go.
You already put deodorant on your armpits. Why aren't you putting deodorant down there, for Christ's sake? Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code DPT at manscaped.com. You need this stuff, guys.
Always use the right tools for the job. Your balls will thank you.
20% off and free shipping with the code DPT at manscaped.com. One more time. 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Use the code DPT.
Do it.
All right, guys, it's a new season. Antonio Brown on the Raiders.
He's floated.
Yeah, he's kind of on the Raiders.
He floated in on a hot air balloon, and he doesn't have the right helmet. Le'Veon Bell.
He apologized to all fantasy owners from
He's
last
with
year. He
the
said, I'm
Jets.
back, and I'm going to be
Odell
better than
Beckham
ever.
Jr. is out there signing license plates. I
He's
don't know if
on
you guys
the
saw that.
Browns. The
Yeah.
Browns going to be the one thing that hasn't changed is where we're putting money down on all the games at MyBookie. It is the place to bet on football every weekend. I love this. It is so much fun. MyBookie has better bonuses, more prop bets than any other sports book.
The
Period.
prop bets are the best because you
This-
can kind of like step outside of the outcome of the game and still make money.
and
It's
still
fun.
have fun. This year, they're hosting the first online handicapping super contest. First place is guaranteed to win at least $100,000. That's life-changing
And
money.
it only costs $100 to enter.
That's ridiculous.
That's Jan Flato money.
All you got to do is pick 5 NFL games against the spread every week to climb the leaderboard and score your share of a huge cash prize pool. I know you guys can do this. If you're listening and you're a sports fan, you have to try this.
MyBookie, it is the right play.
Yeah, they
all
have
the time.
live in-game betting on every NFL game. They got the most rewarding player perks in the business. And for you fantasy guys out there, you can even bet the over/under on how many fantasy points a player will score each
See,
game.
that's fun to me.
Brilliant.
Up to $1,000 first deposit bonus. Double your first deposit. Use the promo code DUMBPeople to activate the offer. Visit MyBookie online today. That's MyBookie. Don't forget to use the promo code DUMBPeople when creating your account to claim the bonus. Bet, win, get paid.
And as always, remember to know your limits and play responsibly.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. We got Amanda Seals.
Okay.
Hi.
Follow her, by the way, on all social media. On Twitter, you are Amanda Seals. She mentioned it here on Instagram.
Amanda Seals.
Same
Nice.
deal. And if you haven't seen her HBO special, go to HBO Go and watch it. It's so
Thanks. It's
fantastic.
also on Amazon now.
On
Amazon
Amazon,
now.
get
It
it.
is so
support it.
damn
She's
funny.
fantastic in everything.
And
she does.
podcast,
Guys,
podcasting.
podcast, Small Doses.
Small
Small
Doses
Doses right here on
Doses.
Starburns. It's
Yes,
a Starburns
it
podcast.
is a
so
Starburns
support
entity.
that.
Subscribe to that. You will love it. And you were saying you just got off a plane.
I just got off a plane.
And What
and
happened nutty on the
What
plane?
dumb thing happened to you
on
there?
the way to where I was going, I ended up in an emergency row.
Yep.
And, they always ask everyone, can you do
Can you
what needs
perform
to
the
be
function?
done?
And you have to audibly say yes.
Yes, audibly say yes. So there was I would say like 17-year-old blonde white woman sitting next to me, like 17, 18, but she was old enough
To know.
to know things.
Sure.
Okay. So she's sitting next to me and she's last to be asked. So the woman asks every single person. We all say
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
So she's seen it, been done.
Yes.
That's always my favorite too when the flight attendant asks somebody with heaven, ma'am, if you could
Can you
take
just-
these out,
no, this guy
could
was
you
looking
just-
at his phone and
Okay.
she was like, sir,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, yes.
Yes.
Right.
So I said yes. Then she's like, and she like, she does the head motion to somebody. When you just look at somebody
Yep.
with your head and the eyes, like,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
I'm prompting you.
Yeah.
And the girl was like, I don't know.
I don't know.
And then she looks at me and is like, what does she want? And I was like, what do you mean? And then
What do you want?
the guy on the other side of me is like, for real? There's only one answer. And she was like, and then the flight attendant is like, don't give her the answer. Don't give her the answer.
Right.
And then she's like, I don't know what, and she's like looking around, like panic. I don't know what you guys are, what is,
So ill-equipped. to
She's
deal
like,
with
what is happening?
and I'm just like, is this happening? Like
Oh
she
my
was
God.
so verklempt. Like she was really.
Couldn't handle it.
But can we give credit to Amanda for this? I'm now going to employ this. If you're ever involved with someone who is being crazy, her question, she put it back on the woman. So she's like, I don't know what it means. And you're like, what do you mean? So like now you put it back on her and she has to explain
That's
herself.
therapy.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah.
that is
That's
therapy.
What do
literally
you
therapy.
mean?
What
by-
do
what
you
does it
mean?
I'm not going to
How does
figure
that
this
make
out for
you
you.
feel?
What do you mean?
That's literally
was
the
so
work
smart.
of anger management and
That
therapy.
is so damn. What
Let
do you
me
mean?
not
Wait,
try and
does-
figure this out. Let me give it back.
Did
Because
she
if
get
I
moved?
try and figure this out, I'm gonna get annoyed.
Did she get
finally
moved or
say yes?
figure it out?
So she was like, and so the flight attendant was like, I'm gonna say this again. do you have the abilities and capabilities to do the actual tasks for sitting in an exit row?
The flight attendant was Rosie Perez.
Yes.
Funny enough, though, like, yes. and she was like, I mean, I guess. Like, yeah, I guess. And she was like,
Oh my God.
Rosie Perez was up in arms. And then
She's like, Mookie!
and she turns around. And then when she turns back around, an Asian man is now sitting in the seat.
Yeah.
So somehow a switcheroonie
Really?
happened that quick. And Asian man was like, yes.
Yes, I get
I knew.
this. I'm good to be here.
He knew, but
That's
like,
awesome.
isn't it crazy in this day and age? I like whenever
we'll
we
get back
travel.
to this.
We'll
Yeah,
get
yeah,
right
yeah.
back to this. But isn't it whenever I travel and someone goes through like the metal detector and they don't know what to do? I'm always like,
Here we are.
"Are you
20
joking?
years in, bro?
This is crazy that
Guys,
you do."
you're still people who can't figure out how to get on an escalator.
No.
Or off.
I did
I'm
see-
like, we're 40, 50 years into escalators,
doing the
and we still
escalators.
got people acting like they're Indiana Jones in this shit. Like
You have
that.
to time it.
It's definitely playing double dutch. And I watched someone today like struggle to get
Vertical
off a
double
people
dutch.
mover. And it wasn't someone that it wasn't like an elder. It was just
No,
like,
it's like a,
Someone who should know.
Right.
someone who should
you
know.
got on.
You got
Yeah. You figured that part out.
Did you think this was your new life? This is never going to end.
This is gonna
You're
take me
you
to my
get to
car?
Wally it. You get to Wally it the rest of your life. It's all taken care of.
It's going to take me past my children and
I
show
just
me my
liked that the
future.
person's wife looked at him like, what is your problem? Like,
I would
what?
look like him like that.
She
What
walked
do you-
by him and looked back at him like,
Get off.
What do you mean is my new response to anything crazy?
I'm so serious. What do you mean saves you a lot of energy?
I'm gonna put
What
it
do you
back on the
mean?
feet. All right,
Okay,
let's
Dan,
finish this.
what did
up,
this
Dan.
dummy say about his interview?
Really quick, though, before we get into this, in case you guys have any, I want to remind people I'm
yeah.
running my hour at UCB on August 29th, Thursday at 8 o'clock.
Do that.
And then I'll be in Jacksonville the 12th through the 14th
Duval.
in September. And in
Nice.
October, I'll be at Zany's the 16th through the 19th. And there's a ton of other dates at danielvankirk.com. So go
Hit
to
that.
those. And on the 9th of September,
We do
Dumb
live
People Town.
Largo at Dumb People Town.
People, come on out.
Nice.
Tell them.
Two Town. We've got Pete Yorns playing music. We've got
Yes.
Andy Richter
Come
and
on.
Kate McCucci. Great show.
Andy Richter
Yes.
just put up a funny tweet about a guy who had
With
his
his
feet, up.
on the thing. I read that.
Yeah.
That's a guy put his
Ridiculous.
feet on the TV screen.
So
Right.
he'll be on the show, and then at the Bell House in Brooklyn on October 13th,
Yes.
we're doing a live Dumb People Town
gonna
with,
sell out.
with
Get those
Michael
tickets.
Che, and if we can sell it out, we'll add another one. So anyway,
And superscholars.com for a ton of dates at these things.
AmandaSeals.com, is that for all your dates and stuff?
Yeah,
Although
you
just
can
came
go to
off tour.
smartfunnyandblack.com. And I will be doing my show, Smart, Funny, and Black, at the Novo on September 14th, and in Chicago at the Chicago Theater on September 28th. And it's a live Black
hell
pop
yeah.
culture game show.
We're going to be in Chicago the 27th, actually. The night before, we're down at Tinley Park at the convention center. We're doing a show
So
there. All right.
go-
Basically,
go
what
see
we're
them.
saying is we're busy.
Yeah.
We're busy.
We're doing it.
And come see us.
Yeah, because we're
Okay.
coming to you. Here
Let's
we go.
finish this
Ready?
up, Dan.
Yeah.
He put up the billboard. We don't know how he got billboard money.
Got
Quote,
Bill more money.
This is what he said in his interview. We wanted to put it up in a big city, the Paris of the West. This you have
Memphis?
now somehow said something more ridiculous
Isn't
than
the
birds
Paris
aren't real.
of the West Paris, Texas? Or
Yeah, of
no?
course it
Okay,
is.
fine. I'm just wondering. What is the
Memphis
Paris of the
is
West?
also
New
not
York, I don't know.
West.
Yeah. Memphis is
Memphis
like
is
Midwest
east.
or
It's
East.
east of the Mississippi.
Memphis, I believe, is literally Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
Yes.
I think
It's
you're right.
east of the Mississippi. We know that to be true.
So
Then
we,
that makes
we
it
came
east.
to the one city we knew
We're taking that.
would be the big deal, Memphis, Tennessee, the 901.
All right.
The 901.
Which is also, you're from Arkansas. You don't get to yell out other area codes. You
The
gotta
only
stick
person
to
who gets to do
yours.
that is Ludacris.
Yes.
If you try to do it,
Because
it's
he's-
just ludicrous.
It is just
Mickendo
Nice.
said, bird truthers have come to Memphis just to see the billboard. He also said other people think it's a joke.
AKA the Audubon Society. Like,
Yes.
is that who bird
Adam
truthers
Adam
are?
Kate Holland's just out there. Look at that sign.
Just people with binoculars looking at it.
We
Wait,
don't.
do you know that you've seen The Incredibles, the original Incredibles,
Of course.
that animated
Yeah,
movie?
phenomenal.
Yes.
There is a moment where the bird comes up and looks at him, and they start talking. They're like, "Oh, that bird," and then it goes, meh, 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 and it
Right.
is a drone. Maybe this guy just saw
Oh
that.
my
It was like,
God.
that's
No,
all
he
birds.
saw that and was like,
This
they're
is real.
into
They're
it.
into
yeah,
it.
he was
Yeah,
like,
everybody.
I'm not alone.
Why would they put it in The Incredibles if it wasn't real, yo?
I mean, everything in The Incredibles is real.
Obviously.
More from Mickendo. We don't find this humorous, he said. This is a serious issue. And this is something where we're trying to spread awareness of unconsensual surveillance happening.
Is he having consensual sex?
I don't know.
Like, is someone fucking making that?
No.
Surveillance
no,
and sex
nobody.
it always needs enthusiastic consensualism.
Yes.
Yep.
I made that up. Happening on a mass level. Birds are lying to them every day. Every tweet by a bird is a lie. What bird hurt you?
Does he think birds
What
do
bird
Twitter?
broke your heart?
I
Yeah.
think he thinks birds are Twitter.
I mean, the logo is a bird.
Yes.
Thank you.
And
Peter
he's like every
McIndoe.
tweet.
So maybe
every
he's
tweet.
like, maybe this is metaphorical.
Peter
The reason
McIndoe.
I asked if he's having sex is because these are the moments. Remember, I just broke up with someone,
Sure.
and these are the moments where I'm like, is there someone for everyone?
Yeah.
Because
I-
did McIndoe find another bird hater and was like, and they were like, I've been looking for you my whole life.
Hey, the couple that hates birds together
Stays together.
He's always said that about
Peter
it.
McIndoe insisted he's
The
not
couple that flocks together. Flocks
There
together.
you go. Insisted he's not the founder of the movement, just a messenger. But he said the leaders of the movement prefer to remain anonymous, and even he doesn't know who they are.
Man.
Though the evidence may seem scarce, McIndoe said he knows enough to know a cover-up is happening.
By the way,
you
I
can
love
never
a
know
movement-
a cover-up is happening because it's not a cover-up.
Right.
If you know,
Cover up is
Right.
happening. But
Right.
I love that he
Always trust a movement where the leaders
Leaders
of the
are
movement
anonymous.
won't let you know who they are.
That's right.
Yes.
Right.
100%.
So he believes everything they're saying, but he cannot know who they are.
right.
Right.
Quote,
Where?
I consider myself, remember, so he's done two ridiculous things. Birds aren't real.
And I'm
Memphis is the
But
Paris
that's
of
not
the
far
West.
fetched from like, God.
Mhm.
So
It's true.
It's true.
Quote,
True.
I consider myself to be a normal American, Peter McIndoe said.
Sure you do.
I wake up in the morning, brush my teeth, wash my car, and have an avid disbelief of avian beings.
Every day.
Fair
You wash your
enough.
car every
Every
day.
day.
That's the
Why-
crazy
Does that.
thing.
Well, the interesting thing about that
Biff?
is it because birds are shitting on his car?
He hasn't
He
realized
has to wash
it's
it
the
every day.
proximity to the tree.
This is it.
That
We
is
don't find
unreal.
this humorous. This is a serious issue, and this is something we're trying to spread awareness of unconsensual surveillance happening on a mass level. He said the government-controlled bird drones use power lines as charging units to power up, and the
Duh.
birds
That's brilliant.
and birds
actually.
that are eaten, like chicken and turkey, are actually synthetic meat alternatives. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quote, I knew I had to give my all to the movement, so I abandoned everything. I left my friends. I abandoned my family. I've not spoken
let
to
me
them
let
since.
me
correct
back
that.
up that.
Your friends left
Friends.
you.
That's
The
right,
second you started
exactly.
talking
Touche.
about this
This
shit.
is
I've not spoken to them since, and I made the truth my family. Just as lonely. Just so you know. The truth, with or without the, truth, you're
is
just as lonely.
You spend Christmas with the truth. It's not fun.
Truth?
That sounds
Truth,
like
I'm
a
home.
film I need to
Spending
write.
Christmas with the truth.
Christmas with the
Amanda
truth.
Seals is spending Christmas
with the truth.
I want to be in that Hallmark movie.
I wanna be in
That's
that
a
movie so
Hallmark movie. Christmas with the truth.
She marries the truth.
And
Oh
she's
my
just
God.
she's like Amanda Seals is hanging ornaments on there
Stockings.
and then breaks down and starts
Here's
like one falls off and she starts crying. And,
The truth. I should have married
He
the
doesn't
truth.
consider McIndoe doesn't consider this a conspiracy, and he said he doesn't identify with other conspiracies. "Quote: Flat Earthers are out of their minds. They're nuts. There's a lot of crazy people out there."
That's
I'm
fun.
not crazy. I'm
I
not
mean,
talking
come
about
on.
a
I'm not
flat Earth.
crazy, crazy.
Right.
No.
He said this is just a phenomenon in the U.S. Quote, sometimes I
Oh.
travel internationally just to breathe that drone-free air, he said. Sometimes I'll go to the Himalayas, look around at all the birds there. It gives me this warmth, this feeling of hope for what this country could be if we fight back, change legislation and get these drones out of here and get the birds real quick. All right, we'll close up on this. He's trying to raise awareness, and Google searches for the terms "birds aren't real" are actually increasing. They increased at the end of 2018 and the beginning of
Of course.
2019.
Of course.
Here's where we will leave us. We like to play little guessing games about the stories we do in this show, Amanda. All the
Okay.
townies play along with us. How many Instagram followers does the account Birds Aren't Real have on Instagram?
Oh,
Now,
wow, my God.
he started. I would also like
This
to say
is
before
such
you
a-
guys
we've
make
never
your
played
guesses,
this game
there's
before.
a part of me that hopes and part believes this guy is on some sort of Kaufman level, that he's created this whole thing
Yeah.
as a ruse, which
That would
either
be
way,
Genius.
better.
By the way,
Even
that would
better.
be
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
I would
yeah.
love this guy
I would
so
love
much.
him so much.
All right, so
Okay.
Amanda, you can go
It's
first.
actually
Yes.
Joaquin Phoenix.
So, yeah, and he hates himself because he's a drone.
It's a new
Larry
Spike
Bird.
Jones movie.
It's Larry Bird.
So you can either go first, you can go between the two of us, which is the Tig Notaro slot. You can go first, Tig, or you can go last
I'll go
after we guess.
Tig.
Okay, Tig.
all
Okay,
right,
Jay, you go
Rand,
first.
how many
Jay, you go
followers
first.
does
I'm going to tell you right
Birds
now,
Aren't Real
because
have
we're
on
covering
Instagram?
this right now with her in the episode,
It's
going
going
to go
up.
up.
It's going to go up.
gonna
So
go
you're
up.
welcome,
Yeah.
Mick and Mick.
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, I think it's 11,000.
11,000.
Which is a lot.
Which is a lot.
Okay. Amanda Seals.
Yeah, Amanda, you.
How many followers on Instagram does @BirdsAren'tReal have?
I'm tempted to Price is Right it and go like.
Well, you can go. It's closest no matter what. We don't go
Closest
higher
no matter
or lower.
where
It's
you
just
are.
Closest no matter what.
But you
All right,
can go.
I'm gonna
lower.
go 5,200.
5,200. That's
Okay.
good guess.
I was gonna say 3,700.
3,700. Okay.
I thought you were gonna say 37.
Count
3,700.
Get your answers in.
It's definitely like
in
over
now.
a few thousand.
Get your answers in right now. If you're in Chicago, go see Amanda Seals' show. If you're in Chicago in mid-October, go see me. If you're in Chicago a week after Amanda's show, go see the
day
Sklars.
No, day before.
Oh, the day before. I'm sorry. Go see the Sklars. All right.
Here we go.
And we got your comedy weekend on lock September
Yeah.
27th and
Yeah.
28th. Okay,
And then
Chicago.
3 weeks later with me.
You
Here we
hear
go.
us in the 312.
The amount of Instagram followers that Birds Aren't Real has on Instagram
I'm gonna be so surprised right now. Am I? not, Dan?
is 135,000.
Oh
Yeah. Yes.
That's
Yes.
Oh my God.
Shut the front door.
That's
Yes.
bird shit crazy. Not bad shit crazy. Bird shit crazy.
I think we need to change our Twitter
135,000.
handle to like the wind hates us or
Yeah.
something like that.
or air isn't real.
Air-
Oh my God.
135,000.
That is proof that the
I
world
gotta
is
see what the
getting dumber.
content is like. Because
Is it verified?
You know what? I looked a little bit from what I see. A lot of shirts, a lot of birds. It's like the guys. If it's all a ruse,
It's
he's
all
just
merch.
created
It's
a
all
merch.
merch.
Yes.
This is a
Oh my
merch
God,
thing.
a
Oh my
merch
God.
based thing.
Birds aren't real.
love
Amazing.
What's
Well,
crazy is that, like, in the hip hop world, like that shirt means something completely
Yeah,
different.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
girls. Or in England.
Birds is a
It's
euphemism
It's
for
the old
lady.
Sinatra term.
yeah, like well for,
Women, for-
promiscuous,
Women,
like for
yeah.
like gold digging women.
That's right.
So birds aren't real is actually like a very
You are-
strong
yeah,
point
like,
of view.
It's well, it's saying like you're
Look, they're not
gold
being
digging,
real.
you're not-
They're
Yeah.
not being real.
You're not
Be
being
who
real.
you are.
That's a strong point of view.
That
That
guy's gonna lose his mind when some like famous rap artist is like, where he's
Looks it
like,
up.
oh, they're on that.
They're on it.
They're on it.
Oh my God.
I love
he
it.
goes
Well-
out here with birds aren't real shirts.
I love it. Well, Amanda Seals, thank you for dropping by. We're going to have you on a full episode coming
I'd
up
love
soon.
to. Thank
we love
you.
having you here, and for all of our townies, we love you too. And no shit, we are back to work.
Dum 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 dum. Stick around, make a sound, hunker down, it's Dumb People Town.
Scarpins Avenue.
A podcast network.